going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You know who it is by now,
Jimothy.
Now, ladies and gents, it has been a while. I've taken a somewhat small sabbatical just to sort out a few things IRL. But anyway, we are back on the Yu-Gi-Oh grind. We are here, ladies and gents, and I present to you the deck that I am going to be taking to my remote duel locals. I believe it's going to be tomorrow or today, depending on when you watch this. It's going to be on Wednesday, I believe. So basically, I've decided to revert to Subterra, which is obviously a control strategy. Now, the reason why I've gone this way is because the last few remote duels that I've participated in, I've tried to play Plunder Patrols, and we all know that that deck is not complete by any stretch of the imagination. There are still a few extra deck pieces missing. There's still a few main deck pieces missing, which should hopefully be coming over the next couple of sets. And because of that, I've just been getting absolutely slapped. And the main reason is my deck, Plunder Patrols, very fun deck, typically rogue, doesn't do anything that is unfair. It basically plays on your opponent's turn, which is fine, but it doesn't put up 6-7-5 negates, or it doesn't have any kind of unfair element to it. It's just a very well versed deck, a very fun deck. And when you're coming up against Virtual World that like to go into True Kings of all calamities, or you're playing Drytrons, which typically have the Herald of Ultimus on the board, as well as the Vanity's Ruler, you literally just can't do anything. And I was getting really frustrated about getting VFD'd continuously and getting Vanity's Ruler continuously. So I decided to go with a little bit of cheese myself. Now I'm playing Subterra Numeron. So obviously the Zexal engine is another engine for going first, but it's also a nice engine going second. Being able to go into your Numeron XYZ monsters and just OTK your opponent out of nowhere is just absolutely fantastic, and it's something that the deck doesn't necessarily need, because Subterras can do quite a lot of damage, especially with Subterra Final Battle, but just being able to have that additional OTK engine just kind of serves well. So this is the deck for the most part, ladies and gents, and this is typically what I'm going to be playing. I am waiting on a few cards, and hopefully they should arrive before I participate in the tournament. So obviously I got my 3 Gurus, 3 Fiendists, 1 Nemesis Archer. I do have another Nemesis Archer which I'm considering taking out one of my 3 Numeron Wars and putting it in, but I don't know about that. To be honest, again, I haven't really play tested this against the meta so much, so there are a few cards that I can slide in. Obviously I've got more Solemn Strikes that I could potentially put in, as well as taking out a Judgment or whatever. So for the hand traps, continuing, I've got 2 DD Crow, 2 Ash Blossom, 2 Ghost Ogre, and I've got another Artifact Lancia somewhere. I do not know where it is, but I will find it and put it in here. The main reason I've gone 2-2-2 is because mainly I don't want to play too many hand traps that disrupts the consistency of my deck. So I've gone for 8 hand traps specifically, and to be honest, when I've run these 8, it hasn't been much of a problem, mainly because I run the Numeron engine in here. I don't want to see too many hand traps and not be able to actually play my deck, so that's the reason why I've just kept it at 8, well 7. When I find the other Lancia, it'll be 8. So yeah, so continuing, I've got 3 Hidden City, 2 Numeron Network, and the Terraforming. Just, you know what that one does now. Subterra Cave Clash, I quite like this card, being able to recur some of your Subterra monsters just for additional advantage, and it helps to make your Guru's Book of Moon effect live. So this is typically what you would search after you've got your Subterra Final Battle and your Subterra Fiendist established, basically. Then obviously you got the Numeron Calling for the Numeron package, as well as a Called by the Grave, excuse me. So for the trap cards, running Solemn Judgments, 2 of them. I've got a Solemn Strike and a Solemn Warning, mainly because Forbidden Droplets is a thing, as well as Harpy's Feather Duster, as well as Lightning Storm. So I don't want my back row to just get completely blown out. So I've got a little bit of a flexibility with the Solemn package. Obviously my side deck will accommodate the rest of the Solemn, so I can chop and change. I'm also running 2 Summon Limit, just to basically just say no to my opponent. Summon Limit can actually cripple some decks, especially when they're mid combo. There can be only 1, as well as a Crackdown just to snatch a monster, and then a Subterra Final Battle, and finally a Ice Dragon's Prison. I only own 1, so I'm only playing 1, ladies and gents. So that is the deck, the main deck for the most part. Now, like I said, I'm tired of being VFD'd, I'm tired of being Vanity's Ruler, I'm tired of being just comboed off on and not being able to actually do much with regards to my Plunder Patrols, which is a deck that I will return to remote duel locals with in the near future, as long as we get some support, basically. So yeah, So this is the deck that I'm going to be using, ladies and gents. I'm just going to show you my extra deck real quick. Okay, so this is basically the extra deck, ladies and gents. I am missing one card. I think I'm looking for my Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, mainly because I am actually running Super Poly in the side deck. So I just thought it would be nice for just some extra removal of just problematic cards on the field. Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon is Waking the Dragon target, obviously, and the Zexal and the Numeron stuff speak for themselves. So yes, ladies and gents, this is typically the deck. Now, I was considering running Pot of Extravagance. I do have a couple, or should I say one, but I don't have multiple Zexals or enough just to basically enable my Pot of Extravagance to be live and be able to consistently go through my Numeron portion of the deck. Now, what I will say is, when I play tested this deck, is very crippling. As long as you get the right pieces in your hand, it can be crippling. And I am considering just some last minute changes, potentially putting in something like an Upstart Goblin, just to boost the consistency, to dig deeper into my deck. I'm not thinking about running Desires or anything, just because I run so many different random cards and so many engines mash together. Desires will just cripple it. So Upstart Goblin in terms of draw, and I'm considering part of Extravagance, but I'm going to do some testing in a moment, and just to basically find out whether or not it's something that's definitely going to be needed. But for the most part, this is what I'm going to be taking to remote duels, ladies and gents. So definitely keep it locked to the channel for an update on that, and we shall be back with some more live duels, ladies and gents. I have not forgot, it has been a little bit busy with IRL stuff, but for the most part that has been taken care of for the moment. So obviously we are back to normal proceedings. Now we find ourselves at the end of another video. If you did like this content, you know what to do by now. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I will definitely see you guys on the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.